Good afternoon. Hope you're having a good day. It is a Wednesday and it's the middle of the week, and I want to give you a word of encouragement. I've been talking about favorite scriptures, and actually this one is not one of my favorite scriptures, but it's one that reminds me about boldness. And it occurs in the Gospel of Matthew in chapter 14 as the disciples are crossing the sea, and something tremendous happens. They're in a boat, and it's the fourth watch of the night, which is about somewhere between the 3 a.m. to 6 a.m. hour. So it's been a long day. The disciples are in the boat. The wind is against them. It's blowing in their faces, and they get frightened by something else. And so let me read you what happens. This is in Matthew chapter 14 in verse 26. But when the disciples saw him walking on the sea, they were terrified and said, "It is a ghost." And they cried out in fear. But immediately Jesus spoke to them, saying, "Take heart, it is I. Do not be afraid." And Peter answered Jesus, and he said, "Lord, if it is you, command me to come to you on the water." And Jesus said, "Come." So Peter got out of the boat, and he walked on the water and came to Jesus. But when Peter saw the wind, he was afraid, and he began to sink, and he cried out to the Lord, "Save me." And Jesus reached out his hand and grabbed Peter and saved him. And then the simple point that I want to get across is Peter asked Jesus an outlandish question. "Lord, if it's really you, then tell me to come and I will." And Jesus said, "Come." He didn't say, "Hey, I don't know if you can do it, Peter." Jesus said, "Come." And Peter got out of the boat, and the Bible tells us he walked on the water. Not something you can do on a daily basis. We don't normally see people walking on the water, but there Peter was walking on the water. And the thought that I have for the day is to ask bold prayers. Pray bold prayers. Pray to Jesus. Pray, "Lord, help me to walk on the water." Yes, it's outlandish. But when we need healing, when we need something dramatic, pray a bold prayer. Be specific. Make that prayer request known to God. But you notice what happened to Peter. He lost his focus. His focus should have been on Jesus. "Lord, tell me to come. I'm going to walk to you." But Peter didn't keep his focus on Jesus. He started to look around, and by looking around, the rest of the world, the distractions got a hold of him. And so Peter then began to sink. And Jesus looked at him in the end, and he says in verse 31, "Oh, you of little faith, why did you doubt?" Did we not talk about that last Sunday, about doubting? Why did you doubt? You see, Peter suddenly questioned what he was able to do. What he was able to do wasn't on Peter's own behalf. It was what God had enabled him to do. So don't doubt the power of God. When God gives you something, man, just grab it and go at it. Hold on to the word of God. Be bold. Be bold. Make those bold requests. Because if you don't, you just never know how they're going to be answered. Hold on to God. Keep your focus squarely on God. Have a great day. God bless you.